old shopping bags. We didn't go out and buy anything special to cover these spigots up. We just used what we had.
And that's what it did from dripping.
It made a stalagmite.
I was going to school, they taught you about the Ice Age and the Preozoic and the Mesozoic.
They don't want to hear about that crap.
Well, I don't know what I did with it. I thought I saved.
Well, look, there's one that says, we didn't take y'all along for everything that we did wrap up, but we're going to take y'all along for some of the stuff that we're going to unwrap after this cold weather. One of the things we did was we covered up these barrels, these trash can lids, and it kept our water from freezing in there. It did have some ice, it's thawed out now, but it kept it to where we could dip out of it all we needed to. Also, we covered our spigots with some feed bags that we wrapped up in some old shopping bags. We didn't go out and buy anything special to cover these spigots up. We just used what we had. The only thing new that I used from that was some tape, but I mean, that was some tape that I already had also. So you can see how you can make your own little insulation covers. And we're just gonna put these back in the bucket.
You did this last year.
Yeah, I made those last year.
Because we had a week-long freeze. It was worse than this year.
Yeah.
And none of this stuff froze and swole up and cracked. And so this worked pretty good.
That worked very good. And we just saved them, and we'll hang them up, and we'll use them again next time. As you can see, there's still some ice hanging around.
We have a valve that doesn't close the water off 100%, and it barely dripped. And that's what it did from dripping.
It made a stalagmite. It had a stalactite also, but it's already melted and fell off. Okay, let's have the great reveal. It don't look too good so far.
Oh, they probably took a hit, but I believe they'll live. I hope.
I don't know if they're gonna live or not, guys, but we did the best we could to protect them. It is a young tree. It was actually just planted this year. So, I don't know. I'll have to give y'all an update on this one, but it really doesn't look that good.
I don't think they're gonna die. We got so used to having such wonderful satsumas over the last 4 or 5 years. We had 2 trees that would produce thousands and thousands. I'm talking about some of these trees, they had to have a couple thousand on them.
They produced so many, it was crazy. I've never seen a tree with so many.
And they'd keep fruit on them. We started eating satsumas from November, and I was still eating some in May. I mean,
they held on.
It's unbelievable. And so we cried when they died.
But we wasn't having those extreme winters like we are having now, where we're having a week or 2 at a time of
that's what's left of one of them.
That one, yeah, that was at one time a beautiful tree. Now it's dead as a doornail. We tried to replace them with these, and it looks like we're gonna have a rough go of it. Might not be able to raise satsumas around here anymore. I don't know. The weather has changed.
Well, the climate's changing, but it ain't man-made. The Heavenly Father runs that. Man can't stop it, and they can't change it, and they can't undo it. So all that man-made climate change, hey, okay. Those same liberal, socialist, Marxist people that's teaching everything in public schools and colleges, when I was going to school, they taught you about the Ice Age and the Preozoic and the Mesozoic and all that crazy crap that they teach in all those schools and institutions. And they taught you about climate change and the stuff frozen in the ice because of climate change so quick. And then they teach at the same time they teach you that all that was happening when man wasn't even on Earth yet. That was millions of years ago. So man
What
don't have nothing
caused
to do
the
with
climate change then?
Yeah. Come over, Jack.
This is my comfrey. It got knocked down, but I didn't cover it or anything. It's still green, and it looks like it's gonna be just fine. Now this is a portion of the garden that we had some greens and turnips and such in, and we let the goats and sheep into here, and they have had a party.
Well,
let me tell you.
Well, they ate all the extra grass and the weeds and everything we had in here, but at first, for a week or so, it looked like they wasn't even going to eat turnips and mustards. But it got cold, and there wasn't much green left, and this was a surplus. I grew this for a cover crop and for food for chickens and stuff anyway. But the last few days there, they decided they liked mustards and turnips.
Sure
Look at all the
did.
turnips loose on the ground. That's chicken feed, Mama.
They
But see,
pulled them up.
I just grew it for a cover crop, and whatever we didn't use and the animals didn't use, we're going to plow under, and probably going to grow my sweet potato slips right here. I'm not sure yet.
I bet you they have a chance to come back up if you keep them
they
out
will.
of it.
Oh, yeah, they will. Let's go get these others off these satsuma trees.
Okay.
We made these little panels a month or two ago when I first planted, well, maybe 2 months ago when I planted these little satsuma trees, just in preparing people in preparation for extreme weather. So we're fixing to find out if they work.
You're already getting a little bit of clover right here, I see.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
When the wind was blowing bad, I took some screws and screwed these tops on. I put them on last night, put them back on the tops. I didn't figure they needed to be screwed on.
Yeah.
Mama, can you hold on to them for me?
Yeah. Your hands are so warm. Mine's like ice.
Hey, look at here, Mama. These look a lot better.
The great reveal. Ta-da!
Hey, that don't look too bad.
Not too bad. A little weaky, but ooh, they're losing a couple of leaves too. But they do look better than the other ones. That one does anyhow.
Now, I got two of the regular. I have a hard time pronouncing it. I think it's pronounced Orari. That's the name of the species or whatever of these two, the first two satsuma trees. And that was the same kind that we had that froze, that died last year. But the last one that we have over there is called the Arctic frost or something like that. And these the biologists made it where it can withstand a little more cold. So we're gonna see.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
Just we got just one of them like that.
Hey, I'll tell you what it's called. Watch, because I can't remember nothing. Look at here. This is my little remote tool shed because I got gardens all over. So made this little tool shed to handle this so I don't have to haul tools all over.
And it is made out of scrap iron too.
Scraps.
Scraps.
Well, I thought I was going to tell y'all what it's called. Here it is.
Yeah.
Look at here. Well, I don't know what I did with it. I thought I saved.
Well, look, there's the one that says Arctic frost over there.
That's it. Okay. That one's called Arctic Frost. I guess that's the only one I saved because I could remember the other one was
Cold
Orari.
hardy.
Yeah.
I wonder how cold hardy does it say?
Well, it does like to 17, but that all depends on how, like 17 degrees, but that all depends on how long it's 17 degrees and
right.
if the ground was froze for 2 or 3 days. It all depends on the temperatures the conditions, if the wind's blowing, and I don't know. As you can see, if you're trying to raise stuff, There's always something to do if you got a short enough. It never stops. There's always stuff to do.
There's no excuse for being bored.
Yeah, sometimes I'm at somebody's house or something. I went and dropped something off, and I'm like, I gotta go. Well, what you gotta do? I got stuff to do. What you gotta do? I'm like, I can't. I know I got stuff to do. I can't think of what it is, but I got plenty of stuff to do.
Yeah. Don't you just love that when you hear somebody say, I'm so bored, I don't have anything to do? And I'm like, oh my God.
Come over here, we'll help you out with your boredom.
There's a Bible verse that talks about look to the ant. And I think it addresses the reader as a sluggard.
Or a sloth, one of them, but look at the ant, how they always got work to do. That's in Proverbs, or I believe, huh?
I think so. We'll have to look that one up for you and put it on the screen. There's not much time for a folding of the hands here.
Right. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands. It said something to that effect.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go hungry, basically, what it's talking about, if I can remember right.
That's right. When I ask you, can you put a meal together out of something, or can you make food? I'm not asking you, can you go to the grocery store and buy some stuff off the shelf and make a dish in your nice put together kitchen. I'm asking you, can you make food? Can you get some seeds and put them in the ground and make some food? Or go out and hunt something and bring that meat to the table for your family? That's what I mean by, can you make some food? There's always something to be done. There's always something to be done around here. There's no time for folding of the hands, huh, baby?
Yeah, we got family members sometimes wonder why you don't stay on the phone talking or what you do. I mean, I don't have time to. I don't have too much time to waste. Hey, time's a valuable resource.
Time is your most.
And
time is one of your most valuable resources. It's always running out, right? And you only have so much of it, and you don't know how much of it you actually have. So you have to make the most of it.
Yeah. But I keep saying I'm gonna go on the internet and order me a bunch of copies of The Little Red Hen, that little golden books, I think it used to be when we was young growing up.
Oh yeah.
The Little Red Hen about what's The Little Red Hen about, Mama?
The Little Red Hen is a little storybook that my mom used to read to me when I was a little girl, and it was one of my favorite books, actually. And it was a story about this little hen that had several friends. She had a lot of friends, all different kinds of animals was her little friends.
Yeah, but
and,
after Miss KK tells the rest of the story, you find out sometimes your friends is just maybe some fair weather friends. She'll tell you.
So anyway, the little hen says, hey, I want to grow some wheat, and one day we could make some bread with it. Wouldn't that be nice? And all her friends said, oh yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Let's grow some wheat. So when it came time to go and get the seed, the little red hen, she asked all her little friends to come with her and help her get the seed. But they all had other things to do, very important things they needed to do, and all kind of excuses, you know?
Yeah,
so she had to go and get that seed by herself, and she said, well, you know, maybe they can't help right now. So she went and got it, and she come home with it. And of course, you have to do something with that seed before you can make it grow into a wheat plant. You got to till the ground, and well, she asked all of them, can you come over and help me till this ground and get ready to put this wheat seed in the ground? No, we have this and that and the other to do. We just can't make it today. So she couldn't wait, because when you plant and stuff, you got to get on it. The season ain't gonna wait for you. So she had to go out and till it. And she said, well, maybe somebody will come help me plant it now. So she got on the phone and she called them. And she went to this neighbor and that neighbor and all her little friends, her good friends. Good friends. And they had excuses. They could not come because they had to do this and they had to do that and much more important things, and just couldn't make it, you know. Well, she went on ahead and she planted it. And she watered it. When it came time to water it, she said, I'm getting tired of asking these friends for help. So she just went on ahead and watered it. And then when it came time to pick it and harvest it, she said, well, surely they'll come and see these beautiful plants and they'll help me pick them and everything and get that ready. Well, she made some calls and she went to this neighbor and that and all her good friends. And guess what they did? They made more excuses why they couldn't come. They couldn't help. They was just too busy. They had other things to do. My goodness, that little red hen should have known better. Them people had a life of their own. So she harvested.
And make the bread. And...
She picked all of it by herself because none of them could come. They was just too doggone busy with their own things. Well, then it come time to grind the wheat, because you can't eat it just like that. You do have to grind it up and make it into a flour. And she said, well, maybe they'll come help me do this. Well, I guess by this point, we're thinking she's a little foolish. We're thinking they're going to come and help her, right? Well, she goes on ahead and she asks them every step of the way. And every time they got some sort of excuse why they just not going to be able to come and help that poor little red hen. Well, there does come a day when the friends decide to come over and help. When do you think that is, Miss Darrell? When she asked them what? Or what was they waiting for her to ask?
When she pulled the bread out of the oven.
But did she ask them to come and eat the bread?
I don't remember.
No, but they smelled the bread cooking. They smelled it and they got wind of it, that bread was cooking. Well, let me tell you, they dropped every important thing they had to do, and they made their way right on over to that little red hen's kitchen. And what do you think happened next? Do you think she opened the door and let them in? I'm going to leave the rest of that story to y'all. Y'all figure it out. Get you a copy of The Little Red Hen. It really is a great little storybook, and it made a great impression on me. I hope you'll find it and share it with your own children. Until we meet again, remember, you can't go wrong doing right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.